on this episode of the Third Gallon Podcast.
Psych here, the recently divorced WilLiAmS.
That's not canon.
After clearing out the Cradle of Quartz.
You guys finished up the Cradle of Quartz.
Yeah.
You fought the bad dog and killed it. You cleared out the rest of the temple, killed a bunch of undead. We fought a Scarecophagus, which is like the coolest possible monster.
That was a cool fight.
That is such a fun name.
Psych here convinced Chester to not rip up all the gems in the temple.
Just a certain amount of them.
Yeah, we didn't get to rip up the gems, but Chester did go and systematically pick up every single ever-burning lamp.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Micah's angels make their way back to the second kiss.
You see in the evening light, the second kiss, we see the crew just kind of sitting there hanging out. They're roasting a big
Even
boar.
bigger rat.
Yes,
Boar-sized rat.
a boar-sized 5-legged rat.
There you go.
And Chester is confronted with foreboding visions.
You wake up in your old room at the farm.
Ooh.
You see a swirl and a twister comes down, heading towards your farm, and then it starts raining plants.
Hallelujah, here's a rain.
Like a tree falls out of the cloud and crushes a cow.
Holy shit.
Sakir, what are you doing?
It's time to head home
Don't worry, Ma, it's just a face.
now.
Man, it's been a while.
Quite a bit.
Wow. We are sitting here recording this episode, Season 3, Episode 64 of the Third Gallon Podcast on October 7th, 2023. And if my Trello board that we use for our, release stuff is anything to be believed, then the last actual episode of this podcast, not bonus banter, but the last actual episode that we sat down to record was on July 15th.
Boy.
Which, that's almost 3 months ago?
It feels like it.
It's a hot minute.
Yeah, it is. I think that might actually be the longest gap between when recording anything that we've ever done. I know we've had over a month-long break before, because of being busy and stuff, but 2 months is a lot, and almost 3 is just way out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, I'll peel back the curtain here because I know we've had people who are new at GMing write in about that experience to us, and I gotta say it's been since then that I've GM'd anything, and I am a little nervous, a little rusty.
You should be. We are going to absolutely ream you if you fuck up even a little bit, because you are not a new DM, nor are you just playing on your own.
That's
you
right.
are a podcast DM, and
I know.
any sin you commit will be engraved in the internet forever.
I've been the DM for the past 3 months without recording. I had it easy. You don't get that luxury.
Nope.
Man, y'all are mean.
Last time I played, it's actually very funny. They were like, hey, we need to look up this rule in case you hit. And I was like, no, we don't. Rolled. I missed anyway. Well, let's not bother looking it up. Zoom!
Yeah.
Can't do that here.
Nope.
Yeah.
Though maybe we should. Maybe we should see if we hit first.
It does make things quicker.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've GM'd, and it's like any other skill or whatever. It's kind of like a muscle. The more you use it, the better you get at it, and the more comfortable you are with it.
And you've atrophied?
I think I've atrophied a little bit. It's been almost 3 months.
Yeah.
Today, we're in this episode, I know it's an even, so typically we do a tour of the Undersea, but we're not going to do one today for 2 reasons. One, because I have some other stuff I want to do with you guys. And number 2, because I kind of forgot until I sat down to record.
Tour's over. Sorry.
No, the tour will resume. It's
Tour
just
blew up.
tour broke.
Gab attacked the tour. Sorry.
Tour machine broke. No, the tour broke down for a little bit, but we will be back.
It was Muglin.
And Muglin did. Muglin!
He bombed us with not Lyserium.
I blame Loveless.
But I just wanted to say that because it just goes to show that you can be a good DM and you can, or if you're a new DM out there, you can look up to people, but we still fuck up a lot. And like, it's not just you're born good at this or you just have this natural skill. It's more like the more you do it, the better you get. And I can atrophy, but I think we'll be good today. One of the things I want to do instead of Toward the Inner Sea today is you guys just leveled up. So we've just finished the Cradle of Quartz. And instead of jumping straight into like a banter topic, I figured why don't we talk about the level up you guys just hit? Because I think, honestly, 8 is a pretty significant mark. There's a lot of significant marks, I guess, but like 8, you all get another class feat. You're at the point where you can start doing other dedications outside of the ones you already took. Like, there's lots of stuff. Jacob, you're holding your head.
I didn't even consider that. Too late now.
Yeah. But like before we get into our whole, prompt and everything, why don't we talk mechanics? Why don't we talk shop about you guys' character level up, which has been interesting. We got here 4 hours ago to record, and I was like, hey guys, I looked at the sheets. I know you hit level 8 in my notes, but none of you have level 8 characters, so let's get at that.
I love Mechanicus. Let's do this.
Took longer than expected.
And then most of it's Jacob's fault.
I'm sorry, I tried. I really tried.
You failed.
I failed, but I tried.
Do or do not.
No, that's dumb.
I'm also pretty sure that isn't the quote.
I'm pretty sure it's like the gist of it. Let's pause this right now. Let's go watch Star Wars.
Yes, let's watch every single of the first 3 Star Wars to find out where that is. No,
when you say first 3, you mean like 1 through 3 and then 4 through 6?
No, chronologically made.
Oh, okay.
When do we get to play?
Anyway.
Next week.
You shut up.
Maybe.
Kat, why don't you tell us what we get with Eleanor level 8?
Level 8 Eleanor got quite a bit more than usual. First of all, she now has Precise Finisher. So when her Precise Strike fails, instead of dealing half of her precision damage, she now will deal full precision damage. Which is great when you can fail rolls as often as I do. Woo! Yes!
Yeah, it's like, it's just... The swashbuckler becomes more and more of that meme of like the fighter is just the gymnastic. It's like a stick figure.
Yes.
I roll to attack. I critically hit. The swashbuckler is, I roll to attack, miss, finisher.
Still do damage.
Yeah. Fly away on the jetpack.
I love it. This class is built for me. Anyway, I also got Graceful Leaper, so I can roll acrobatics instead of athletics to make a high jump or a long jump. Because acrobatics is the best.
Yeah, boy.
And I believe the other thing I did was just like a really little detail that I now cannot find. But my biggest one was getting full precision damage.
Did
even
you
when
also
I miss.
take the one in your archetype where you can like roll to...
Oh, that's the one I can't find.
That should be under your free archetype.
I now have Tumbling Strike. Make an acrobatics check to move through an enemy's space and make a strike against them. So essentially I can do in one go, when I don't have panache, what I would normally do in 2 goes. It's like combining the tumble through and the attack.
Yeah.
And just to, because this is part of leveling up, we went ahead and did our selling even though we haven't reached a place yet.
Yeah.
And that means we've also done our buying, so you can include that in there too.
Oh, and yes, I bought a resilient.
Yeah.
I bought Resilient rune for my armor, so now all my saves went up by 1.
And that's super cool. So like in 2E Pathfinder, there's for weapons and armor, there's runes. For weapons, usually it's like potency and striking. So potency increases your to hit, and striking increases the number of damage dice you have on your weapon. Armor also has runes, and it also has a potency, which I think we've talked about before when Eleanor upgraded her armor. That just gives you a bonus to your armor. But the thing kind of like striking, but for armor, is resiliency, which it gives you a bonus to your saves. So I think all your saves are modified by +1 now.
And considering that in our last few episodes, there were a lot of will saves that poor Eleanor had to do.
Yeah.
This kind of makes sense that after doing all that and failing some of them, she'd go straight to go get a resilient rune for her armor.
And always love
it makes story sense.
To shout out for good game mechanics. For those of you who come from Pathfinder First Edition, this basically replaces your
Cloak of Resistance.
So that you now have your back slot open and doesn't have to be regulated to a certain item.
That's one of because we've been playing a lot of 1E, and that's the silliest thing is like you have way more choices for items, but at the same time, everyone ends up getting
the same basic set.
Bracers of armor,
Well, not-
Ring of
amulet of
protection.
natural armor,
bracers is
cloak
if you're
of resistance,
spellcaster. Yeah, but cloak resistance, amulet of natural armor, ring of
deflection.
Yeah, it's like the same thing every single time. So that's super cool. I'm glad. I'm glad we found a way that 2E does it, but it translates it into a more
flexible.
more flexible.
Yeah.
Also, the bonuses in something like Pathfinder 1E go from +1 up to +5.
Yeah.
For your potency equivalent. Here in 2E on armor and weapons, they only go up to +3. And then basically it's like at 2 you get the +1, at I think 4 or 6 you get your striking. I forget, but it's staggered out between armor, weapons, and potency, striking, and resilience, to where you're getting something almost every other level in terms of how much money you have and what you should be able to afford. Which is nice, because that lets people who really like buying gear and RPGs still have something to chew on without it being annoying.
Yeah.
Like having to hunt down those weird items that everyone always needs. Cool. Is that Eleanor's stuff?
Yeah, she's just a bit flashier and a bit more versatile in her acrobatics.
Super cool. Psyche Astartes of Clenta. Legally
Yes,
distinct.
the legally distinct.
Observer.
The Observer, the Sanctioned, the recently divorced WilLiAmS.
That's not canon.
Shut up, it's fan canon.
It's Fannin.
What did you get on your level 8 level up?
Now, son.
I know.
Psyche, in order to be an even better god than Bry was,
You heretic.
as they're supposed to be,
Heresy.
they're supposed to start setting themselves up to be an even better god, has decided to take a little diversion from Wellspring Mage into Time Mage.
Ooh, so that's a new archetype dedication for you. That's pretty cool.
Yes. From that, I got the Time Sense cantrip.
Nice.
I have Delay Consequence, which is very interesting. It means, hey, you're not going to get hurt right now. But as soon as this spell wears off, there's a problem.
It's
How-
like the anime thing, right?
How apt that Psyche gets these abilities after the Cradle of Quartz.
Yeah.
Casts spell, rocks a battle, dies.
Delayed. I have 20 seconds to get to a hospital.
As of the recording this episode, the episode that just came out was 60, and I remember in the I think in the opener we had Chester making a joke. Oh yeah, I forgot, and then dies.
Yes. Yep,
instantly or something.
exactly like that.
I forgot.
I forgot. Yes. I also picked up the Ward Medic skill feat.
Oh,
Ooh.
So
my
that
beloved.
means that I'm able to heal multiple people at the same time now.
Gonna streamline our healing.
Oh, that's
Which means that I'm going to hurt everybody at the same time.
That is. Oh,
And make Chester
finally.
jealous.
Yes, no, Chester's glad to share
New
that
house
pain.
rule for this game. Whenever Psyche critically fails a ward medicine
It's
check,
just Chester.
It's just Chester.
That is such a good feat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some good stuff this round of Psyche.
Are you a master in medicine right now?
Yep.
You could treat up to 4 people. Holy crap.
Yeah, so you can literally treat yourself,
The whole
Chester,
party.
yeah, everyone, including Asuvu in the party right now.
Except, what's his face, but he doesn't need to be treated.
He's an NPC.
yeah.
Who he?
Mr.
Kosalana.
Yog-Sothoth Accidental.
Kosal. He's in our party for right now, I guess.
now,
Yeah. I don't.
Don't like him.
Did you get any new spells, Psyche?
I did. I got Remove Curse for a 4th level spell. Because I have a feeling that's going to be useful.
Even if it doesn't end up, that is a good thing to have. Because if it ever does come up, it is
Yes.
critical.
Yes.
I'm listening to the Legacy of the Ancients podcast, which I know Jacob had to stop listening to because we have a Rune Lords game.
Yeah.
They got to book 3. They have trouble with things that could be fixed by Remove Curse or other things.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware
gosh.
for you guys because you have a cleric and your cleric's basically invincible at this point.
I'm
so.
sorry.
Don't apologize for being
No.
invincible. Yell at him for making it not tough enough.
Hey, Derek, whenever I am all by myself, make sure that the other people get a lot of really hard monsters.
I tried to kill you by yourself at that game,
Yeah,
all
I
right?
know.
You got to the top of that clock tower, and you just summoned everything. I get the feeling that everyone who's played Book 2 of Rise of the Rune Lords
Just had
and
one person who got to the top of the tower before everybody else.
Because it happened in Legacy of the Ancients.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And that the fight...
That's spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I won't say who it was, so it's fine.
It's a cool power move to just single-handedly take a combat like that.
You could do that in 1E. You could never do that in 2E.
Nope.
You would die.
Yeah.
I also added resiliency to my padded armor.
Hey, another use
More
of the
resilience,
runes.
more resilience.
That's
Nerds.
awesome. All right, Jacob, show me your taxes.
So Chester's behind the game as far as armor is concerned. He bought explorer's clothing, so he's no longer naked.
For what, silver?
Chester's been naked the whole time? What was
Woo!
glowing when he was on the airship?
Oh,
Sir, do you want to put on armor? No.
Oh yeah, but he bought
like in
my
Skyrim.
God.
he
You're-
bought explorer's clothing, which is basically it's +0 AC armor for people who don't wear armor. If you still want to get the bonus of resiliency of the runes,
Yeah.
So I bought that. I did a potency rune on it to just get it ready for the resiliency rune. Ultimately, it doesn't make any difference because I use the Drakenheart mutagen anyway, and while wearing armor, I've got like 24 AC. And drinking the Drakenheart mutagen gets me up to 27. So the
Right.
armor is useless for now as armor in itself, but it will be a vessel for a resiliency rune in the future. See, at level 8, I got a investigator feat, which I believe I chose
It's okay.
alchemical discoveries. So every day I get like 4
Alchemical.
Every day I get 4 slots to just make either an elixir or an alchemical tool. Now that is up to 6. And every level I get 1 free formula. I now get 2 per level. So that's a neat little thing. For my alchemist dedication, I took far lobber so I can throw my bombs 10 feet further, which sounds boring, but you know what? It's going to be very
That
useful.
doesn't sound
Squishy.
I mean,
You need to get-
like I could have got a familiar, but once again, it's not worth it to get the familiar. It's just better to get far lobber. And as far as my skill feat is concerned, I've run out of good skill feats to take, so I can read lips now.
Well, I mean, I had choices of getting sneak attacks and all manner of stuff, and I chose the steady, get full precision damage. Sometimes you make
Yeah.
the practical, not exciting choice.
Oh, and then I also increased my society up to master, so plus 18 there, which
There
is
you go.
pretty dope. The thing I was actually most excited about this level was selling and buying stuff, because now I have something called get ready for this one, Bomb Coagulant Alembic. I did it.
There you go.
Ha ha.
Nice.
Beautiful.
It basically, if I spend 10 minutes per bomb I have, I can turn my splash damage into persistent damage. So like acid bombs, poison bombs, they do persistent damage anyway. But now I can make my electric bombs do persistent damage, or like my mental bombs do persistent
Quick
damage.
question.
So you're just going to hurt them even more?
No, there's
Does
no
that-
splash.
That doesn't apply to us anymore,
It doesn't
right?
do splash. It removes the splash and does persistent
Favorite
damage.
thing.
I believe that means it doesn't I actually do have to research that because that's a fair point. But either way, it's my decision. And I also got
Don't hurt me more.
I also got a pretty cool collar of the shifting spider.
Oh, we were talking about
which
this.
lets me put a elixir into it, and when I roll initiative, I can ingest that elixir for free via my neck.
Yeah.
Or Chester's neck. So it halves the
No, your
time
neck
that it
specifically.
works.
Do not Google
But
image that, Jacob.
means I do have to.
Does it seem very spidery?
It doesn't have a picture
I
in the
feel
book.
itchy now.
Oh, I see.
Of the shift. I'm gonna look up the
You're
picture
going to hate it, Mr.
Collar
Arachnophobe. Don't do it.
of the shift. That's just spiders. There's no collar.
Yeah, it's just spiders.
Yeah, I don't like them, but I thought there was an actual picture of the collar. No, spider's bad. So, but that lets me drink my Drakenheart mutagens without having to take one action to make it, another action to drink it. I just get it for free. Bam.
Is it elixirs or mutagens?
Either.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Well, because my Drakenheart mutagen is a mutagen. But it says can be filled with an alchemical mutagen. So it does have to be a mutagen as an interact action. And then free action triggered when I roll initiative. I can activate the collar, make it stick into my neck. Oh, I take 1 piercing damage and injects the mutagen directly into the bloodstream.
Jacob traded in, or rather Chester traded in his Thunder Helm.
Yeah.
More or less.
Stupid helmet.
For a spiky choker collar.
Can I read the description? Because it's awful and wonderful.
Yes.
This intimidating collar contains a hollow central tube and ends in twin metal points shaped like spider fangs. Those are what inject the mutagen into you. The spider fangs.
So Chester basically went to like a Spencer's and traded in his dumb helmet.
Would you take my banged up non-functional helmet so I get this cool choker? Thanks.
With like total emo kid vibes.
I'm going through a phase, so.
It's not a phase, Mom.
Don't worry, Ma. It's just a phase. But yeah, that's what's up with Chester.
That's dumb.
I got so many crafting formula because I had to choose 9 this level when I normally have to choose 1.
No wonder you took 4 hours to level
I know.
up.
I hated it, but I'm ready to boogie.
Boogie. 2 shoes.
I got pumpkin spice. Let's do this.
All right, man. You say pumpkin spice. I think this episode comes out like late November. We're going to be drinking pumpkin spice on episodes we're coming out in December at this rate.
Hey, listen,
I don't care.
I believe pumpkin spice should be year round. Everybody else who
If you like
disagrees
it,
is
have it year round.
wrong.
If you don't like it, never have it.
I agree.
Do what makes you happy in that sense. It's not hurting anyone to like or not like pumpkin spice.
I am going to not get the chocolate chip mints next time, though, because they make me sad.
You make me sad.
It's okay.
You know what else makes me sad? Centuries before the Starstone was raised, the Wizard Kings Nex and Geb warred with one another, scarring the land between them into a devastated, unstable magic wasteland. From the glowing ashes of the Mana Waste arose Alkenstar, the city of smog, a metropolis of airships, skyscrapers, factories, and Spencer's gift shops. To the world, Alkenstar is the pinnacle of innovation and determination in the face of insurmountable odds.
And Chester's new emo vibe.
On its streets, life in Alkenstar is a non-stop race to stay ahead of the competition. And it is here that a desperate group, hungry for revenge, living on the edge of the law, hunts for the ones who cast them out.
I mean, that's what
Hanging
happens
out at Hot Topic.
Whenever you only drink monsters.
They are the Outlaws of Alkenstar.
Hey, I have a question. Is Spencer's one of the sexy shops, or is it normal clothes? Oh.
It's got clothes. It's got some fun little trinkets, but if you head towards the back,
go to the back.
There's also like vibrators and shit.
Oh.
My mother would not let me go into the Spencer's, but I was like, it's got a fun shirt in there.
I understand.
I can see the shirt, Mother.
It's like, I don't have to go to the back.
Mother, the shirt. It is right there.
The mother shirt.
I would desire the Blink 182 shirt.
Picks up the shirt. Surprise vibrator. It's a trap.
Why does this look like a penis? I went into the Spencer's later, though. No older than 13.
Hey.
And there was a supplement rose. And I was like, that's weird. And it had a cartoon on it of a dude in like a swim trunk set.
Oh my God.
With 2 cartoonish ladies looking at him. And they're like, yeah, now it's time to party. And I was like, what's wrong with the front of his pants?
It's like my poor sister just wanted to go into the Hot Topic, and my mom was like, I don't know about that.
I might regret this, but what's a supplement rose?
It's a
penis pills.
It's a sexual enhancement.
Oh.
Yeah. Like the ones that you can see at the gas station now.
Oh.
I've never gotten my rocks off so hard in my life.
Oh my God.
Can we move on now, please?
Move on.
Anyways.
Why Spencer? I'm sorry. Such a normal guy name.
What would you name it? Chester's?
No. Good heavens, no.
All right. Well, I don't know how we're going to recover from that, but I actually wanted to do something. So in light of a bigger banter and Tour of the Inner Sea, one thing I actually wanted to do and want to start doing more of is something that I've liked from, I know I reference them a lot, but I really like Skid as a GM from the Glass Cannon Network.
Yeah.
I think he's been jamming a long time. He does a lot of things that I think are very good. And one thing that I've heard them do recently that I want to do with your characters, especially because of where you are in the story.
Yeah, kiddo.
Is a character check-in where we kind of like, sometimes, especially with the kind of games I like to run, it's go, 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 go. And, we're focused on the combat and the funnies and the next thing. But sometimes we should take a step back and look at where your character is in this story and
funnies?
Yes.
We're never funny. We're serious.
Sure. Mr. Sexy Collar.
Don't you know we're the pinnacle of professionalism and seriousness?
That's right.
I'm not trying to overly change the tone of the game too serious, but sometimes I feel like walking through your character, what your character's mindset would be, not only helps you roleplay the character better, but can kind of help reground you. And seeing as it's been a long time since we've recorded, I think now is the perfect time because you've also just finished a part of this adventure. So it's kind of time to reflect. So I want to go through each of you and what is your character feeling right now? Where's their headspace on this quest? Because you're out here in the middle of the mana wastes at a temple of Bri that's been corrupted, but your whole thing is going after Muglin,
or Loveless.
Or Loveless, right? You're after these people. So and then there's been a lot that's happened to you. This adventure's only been going on for about a month in game days.
And even less time for Eleanor.
Right.
We've had so much happen.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to go around and talk it through. And sorry to make you talk too much, but I want to go back through in reverse order that we did.
Thank you for not making me go first again.
Level up. Chester, what's going on in Chester's mind right now?
Chester, he came into this to go after Muglin. And to be perfectly honest, I can't even remember right now what was our reason for not just straight going after Muglin. You know what? I take that back.
We weren't strong enough.
Chester, we wouldn't. We don't. It's hard to look at things in that way. I think Chester doesn't just want to take down Muglin. He wants to take down his organization. So that's his whole point for not just going after Muglin. But in this place, we found out that Muglin now has the bomb stuff. What was it called again? Pyronite. And this gives us a solid reason now we need to go after Muglin. And Chester's excited about this. He is ready to go after Muglin. And he thinks that will be the next step.
So it's for you, it's more than it just be, it's still petty revenge.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also kind of a bigger picture thing.
Yeah. Well, he kills it's easy to kill a guy. Mm-hmm. If you don't think about levels and all that, if you look at it in real world, it's easy to take a gun and just shoot somebody. Technically speaking.
Yeah.
But Chester doesn't just want to hurt Muglin, he wants to take down everything that Muglin has. He wants to hurt Muglin and also kill him.
So it's more, he feels more justified about this now. Yeah. Okay. One thing that's been really big that we should have done something like this before is whenever Alonzo died.
How's Alonzo feeling?
No.
Dead.
More I feel it felt like at the time, did Chester's perspective of his worldview of things change when he lost someone?
Oh yeah, he made fast friends with Alonzo and Saikir. Simply because he really wanted friends and he misses having people.
A loser.
He had friends at the college, but the moment he was framed for doing stuff there, they hated him. So, and these are also people with the same goals. He's risking life and limb with them. It's that whole movie situation where the people you travel with, you're going to become friends with them, at least for the duration of the adventure. Who knows what happens afterwards? But when you're allies, you tend to also become friends. Simply because that's how it works.
And
you're around them.
He lost his friend.
And it was the first time that he had actively lost somebody ever, really.
Right.
Because he still has the hope that his dad is alive.
No.
and he was there when Alonzo died. He saw Alonzo's body. He helped move it. So, it was very personal for him.
But do you think this changes anything of his demeanor or his hardness about that at all, right?
Yeah, how hard is Chester?
He wants to do his best
Where's
to
the
make sure
horny stick?
no one else dies. That's why he sent the letter to the farm. He was like, I need to tell them what's going on, but I don't want them involved. Because as much as he believes his mom and her allies are strong, he doesn't want to risk someone getting hurt.
I have a question for Chester.
Yo.
Does losing someone who is in the fight with him, does that add anything to why he wants to take down Mugland?
Well, see, that's difficult because technically speaking, Alonzo died because we were looking for a way to take down Mugland. But Mugland didn't kill Alonzo. A guy completely unrelated to Mugland killed Alonzo.
Dead end.
Yeah.
A dead end killed Alonzo.
Pissed me off.
And so that's difficult because he could blame Mugland, but if we're speaking practically, this is one of those things that's just not Mugland's fault. This could have happened regardless of the Mugland situation. It not counting for the fact that Alonzo wouldn't have been looking for this if it weren't for his Loveless situation and all that. But ultimately, it's I hate bad guy A, but to get good enough to go after bad guy A, I have to do side quest B, and I died on the side quest, which was unrelated.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult thing, but he took this as a reminder that he doesn't want to lose anybody. And that's reinvigorated his urge to look to quickly end this and to keep the people close to him safe.
I gotcha. But the last thing I think to kind of build off of this is I think Chester, out of everyone here, might have the happiest origin story.
I don't really know.
In terms of coming to the end to the adventure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think
might.
he ever regrets going off the farm and trying to do his own thing in the city and leading to this whole...
Absolutely not.
Really?
Because it's not his fault this happened. He was doing something good at the college, and a villain didn't want him to do it. He didn't wrong Mugland. He didn't do anything bad. It's one of those kind of situations where you hear the quote, you can do something 100% right and still fail. Except when he failed, it wasn't his fault. Somebody framed him because they didn't want him to do something good. So, he doesn't regret going to the college because that's always been his goal, was to leave the farm, go to the college like his mama before him, and then to figure out what he wants to do after that. So he does not regret his choices at all, mostly because nothing he did was wrong. If he had something to regret, he probably would be filled with regret. But honestly, he didn't do anything uncalled for. He didn't do anything to deserve this.
Does he regret killing Shoma?
The only thing I was thinking, wishing he had made different choices because now his life is so complicated versus if he had stayed at the farm, probably wouldn't have had to deal with, losing a friend and all this other stuff.
That's not how he looks at it.
Okay. All right, but next, let's go around the table here. Psych here. I really wanted to check in with you, especially because we just went through, an ex-Bry holy site that's been corrupted. Psych here has already had, a lot of personal adjacent things in this book, and I don't think we've capitalized on as much as we probably could have. I mean, your first thing you did in book 2 was you went to the Temple of Bry to get knowledge. Where's Psych here at? Because I think one of the main things I want to think about is how are you feeling after dealing with all this, and then also what's your relationship with the Church of Bry changed too? We've talked about this a little bit. It feels like instead of trying to get redeemed back into it, Psyche might be going more their own way. I want you to expand on that.
Psyche is now firmly set in the idea that they are a replacement for the god that they worshipped and still worship. This is a very respectful, I'm going to take over the family business, don't you worry about it, Ma, type of deal.
I love that feel.
At first, they were very angry because they were taken from their people, taken before they could actually start saying, hey, here are the changes we need to make in order for me to be able to take this over whenever, everything happens. And I think that kind of ebbed out as they were oh, this is something I must endure as a process to get to here. Would have never gone to the Cradle of Quartz if this had not been for Mugland. He's become a hardship. This is a growing pain to them now.
So you're reframing trying to fix something that had gone wrong more so into, oh, this is a trial. I was meant to do this.
Yes.
I see.
And they've cleansed the Cradle of Quartz, They've unfortunately grown a dislike for a lot of undead. I don't know if that's going to translate into further distance from Chester because he's not really undead.
He really technically, I don't think you have the undead trait. do you?
No, he's got undead influence, which is why positive energy hurts him and negative heals him. But he's not undead, and he doesn't crave flesh, brains, blood, souls, or anything like that. He's just a guy with an unfortunate disease.
Like, not only that,
condition.
Very interesting.
it's not
disease.
like Chester made a choice to have these influences.
Yeah.
He was born with them. Mm-hmm. I don't think Psycheer is the type of character who'd hate someone for something they couldn't change.
But Psycheer might hiss at his dad.
Yeah.
Well, Dad didn't have a choice either, but we'll get there when we get there.
Angry kitty cat hiss.
Luckily, he's already dead.
So we don't know that. You leave Daddy out of this.
Jacob, stop speaking as Chester and speak as Jacob.
And now that they've kind of had influence in the Cradle of Quartz with the Hound of Tendalus and everything, sort of coming to the realization that Bry never had any influence over time, they've decided to add that to their own repertoire. You know, improve upon improvement.
So it's more like they saw this, what was kind of just a heretical lead you aside, pull people astray,
Yes.
trying to associate time with Bry and be like, maybe that's me. Maybe I am the time element. This is how I supersede, right? Mm-hmm. That's cool. And I think that you taking up the this archetype really plays well with that.
Yes.
Plus, it's just fun. And I like it. It's a rare archetype from the Dark Archive, but I'm allowing it here because it just makes so much sense after you've been in the Cradle of Quartz. And there's so much mystery to it because I think we talked about how that like sphere or whatever supposedly like altered time, but like no one knows if it was real or not. It's just what this guy said, right? But like it adds more mystery. Is there this like extraplanar time thing going on here, or is it just superstition to pull people into this whole Yogg-Sothoth thing, you know?
I also want to say, I think that Psycheer might have their first believer.
Believer.
Yes.
Oh, Kosawana.
This might be a little bit too soon to say, but Kosawana definitely seemed to jive with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
you're growing your faith.
You were the one that encouraged him.
Colt.
Yes.
No,
was-
Psycheer's trying to take over and establish God. That's not
Yes.
quite a cult.
Colt.
It's just trying to take over the family business. They just said that. Are you
Yeah.
listening to Drow at all?
A cult.
I see you referencing
And I
whatever
also love that went from, because I used a hero point, I think. If we're going back to the episode that came out before this, it went from a 14 to a 33, which is the difference of a natural 1 to a natural 20.
I think you got 2 because there was the first time you met him where you basically calmed him down, and then you fought more stuff in the temple, and then you were talking. He was having another rough time when you went to go fetch him, and you rolled another nat 20. And in my notes I say he had an epiphany. So maybe he's just come to the light, not of Bry, but of Psycheer. And I think this works because you're not playing a cleric of Bry. If you got into superseding your god, then there's like, well, what do we do with your divine powered stuff? But you're playing an oracle, which like you have divine spell casting, but it's not necessarily because of a connection to a deity. It's because of your curse. So like it's a lot more open to interpretation, you know?
Yeah. As far as Psycheer is concerned, this is because Bry is allowing it.
Yeah. And now do you, Drow the player, feel like Psycheer is actually like on the path of apotheosis? Is it more open for you where it could be they're having their strings pulled by someone else as they like switch?
I could definitely see Psycheer inadvertently taking over the 13th Ordinal's place.
Oh, that'd be so
That's kind of fancy.
cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yogg-Sothoth.
But obviously Psycheer
Yogg-Sothoth.
thinks it's like, you know, Pat's chest. It's the me, you know?
You could
Yes.
be building a tragic character.
Or you could just becoming a god. You never know. That's Drow's favorite
Who
thing.
knows?
Classic Drow move.
This is something that's interesting. So both you and Chester have mentioned like one thing I was worried about, and then I've seen a lot of criticism about this book, is that you basically go on this wild goose chase, quote,
Yeah.
to go way out
Yeah.
of your way to the Cradle of Quartz, when all you end up finding is a little bit more information about what Muglin has.
Yeah.
But you've gone all this way and spent so much time, right? But for both of your characters, for Chester, this was important information that changed the way he looked at his situation with Muglin.
Yeah.
And for Saikir, this was like about way more than Muglin. This is about something personal, you know? This is about like your trial through things. So like, you don't feel like you're out of your way at all.
Saikir is starting to think of Muglin as, I don't want to say like they're Judas, but something that's going to lead them to something greater.
I think
A stepping stone?
I think you said it best. It is a trial. That ultimately, Muglin's in the long run not a big deal, but he's a big deal right now. But once you beat him, you're a step closer to your goal.
Yeah. Muglin is like is a trial, but also in the way he's a catalyst for you. Because he's opened up all these paths for you that you have to find.
Oh my God.
Is there anything else going on with Saikir, like mentally, emotionally right now with the state of the party? You said you feel like you have your first follower, believer with Kosawana.
Yes.
But do you feel connected to the party? I mean, obviously you're all united around Screw Muglin, Screw Loveless. Yeah. But outside of that, you know, Chester feels like everybody is his friend. This is a very Chester mood, right? Does Saikir feel that way? We joke about Saikir WilLiAmS. We can get into the reality of that some other time.
Yeah.
But like, how connected do you feel to your like party members? Obviously, there's something that has to come from adventuring together. But like, I don't know, how does Saikir see them?
Saikir is as close to them as they can be with people that are not their followers.
Yes.
There is a...
Best buds.
They definitely can't see themselves getting much closer because they do not follow their faith.
For Saikir, the faith is everything.
For Saikir, them not understanding that Saikir is the coming Messiah is an inherent disconnect.
I think it's going to be interesting as we get further into this campaign and Saikir gets higher and higher level. You could get to a point where like you're getting close to the like divine power of someone like the High Clock Mother. I think that is outside of the realm of this campaign.
Yeah.
But like this could, if we ever wanted to continue it,
you could get there.
You could write like a homebrew something about religious conflict.
You could become
in Alkenstar,
the new High Clock Mommy.
And like an actual schism in like the Church of Bry because of you, you know?
Boy.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man. That would be so... Because at that point, you still have to wonder, is Saikir the next Messiah? Or is Saikir...
I'm glad you like that word.
...the agent for something else? Because a schism could be looked at the same way from both of those angles.
Yeah.
It could be a leading to the proper path, or it could be a destroying what's here for something worse.
Or we'll find out depending on who loses their powers.
Exactly. So it's very interesting.
We just gotta wait for Bry to be prophesized to come back. And then whenever she doesn't...
You kill Bry.
You know what's funny, though? Depending on how long this campaign goes, obviously this stuff's outside the realm of the campaign, and what lore changes are affected by the upcoming War of the Immortals Pathfinder stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what if it's Bry?
Yeah, if Bry doesn't make it, actually, I think Bry is technically part of something in Starfinder.
Okay.
I have to double check, because I know there's like a computer god that was like came about from a couple others combining, and I can't remember the details about it because it's been like 4 years.
That could also be a Saikir.
How do you spell Bry?
B-R-I-G-H.
R-I-H. I can do this if you want to keep going.
Saikir is kind of sad that they've been out in the Mana Wastes and they haven't run into their clan.
Gotcha.
However, that's
Mana Wastes is
probably
big.
not the best idea. Saikir did not exactly leave on the best terms, according to the clan. They would love to go back. However, they had their hands chopped off for a reason. There was, in fact, a very large accident.
You got something?
Bry is one of the 3 aspects of the Triune.
Which is a god in Starfinder.
Yes. So it's part of it. The Bry aspect represents the foundation that all technology rests on. Known as the Precursor, Bry is worshipped as a goddess of invention, machines, and technology by engineers, inventors, mechanics, tinkers, and Yosoki.
But that's not to say Saikir's not onto something.
I mean, yeah, that's Starfinder lore. We can build our own, baby.
And I mean, who's to say that lore of Psyche wouldn't get lost, that they wouldn't take the name Bry?
Well, let's just say you're not one of the other 3 entities. Because I don't believe the other... Oh, no, they are all listed.
Psyche has
Dang it.
a much bigger storyline going on, which makes it kind of interesting. You've got Jacob's character and my character who are a bit more down to earth, and then there's Psyche who's just like way up there being like, I'm over here being a god.
That could be a fun take on Bry, though. What if Bry's not always been one single entity? What if one Bry builds the next Bry?
Because
and they just keep getting better and better and better.
It is a religion of improving.
That's really cool.
It's like here improvement squared.
We'll find out, won't we?
Obviously, this stuff is like way beyond the scope of the campaign.
Yeah. This is fun, just fun talking.
But it's nice because it gives you like everyone is at different places as their characters, but their interests converge, right?
Yeah.
And that's the important thing for keeping a party together. Is like everyone's going kind of these weird different paths, but where they overlap is what you can do together. I think, is that about it for where Psyche's at, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Then our newest party member, Eleanor, how are you feeling? Obviously, you've been thrust from your normal life into a life of epic adventure, going on airships, sailing through the mana wastes, going to an abandoned temple. I'm trying to find here in my notes how long you've been.
I wanted to ask, how long has she actually been a part of the adventure?
Not very long.
Not long at all.
Maybe like a week and a half.
I was going to estimate a week to 2, so 2 felt a bit much.
It looks like Alonzo's funeral was on day 13, and we're on about day 30 right now, so over half, but still
about just over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Alonzo didn't even make it halfway through to where we are right now.
Yeah.
The longer we play,
it hurts me, Kat, personally.
More likely that's going to happen.
Yeah, he died in episode 29, so it's been a minute, you know?
Nice.
Yeah.
Eleanor has the unique perspective of coming in not from the beginning, and she is still very much in grief. She lost the person she cared about the most, and she joined up to continue his fight, but I think there's a level of self-deception that it's also a distraction from her normal life, which is not so normal now because she doesn't get to be with the person she cared about anymore.
Right.
It's something else to do. It's letting the acceptance part of grief, it's pushing that forward. She doesn't have to think as much about it if she's out here fighting stuff and trying to say she's getting his revenge and the like. She can kind of push back coming to terms with things.
Well, it's also like you haven't really fully let yourself mourn. I think you've had time where you could do some mourning, but it feels like Eleanor has just kind of shoved that in a little box, and every now and then it cracks open.
Yep.
But like she's just shoved in a little box and be like, no, this is the next thing I have to do. Got to do this because of Al. Got to do this because of Al, right?
Yeah.
So every now and then I feel like there's a lull, and she's like gets a drink and maybe has one more than she should have or whatever because she's still in mourning. But then, something happens. You're on the airship and someone's betraying you and the box just closes up again.
I honestly feel like her going on an adventure was one of the best things she could have done.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
She's also adventured before. This is not something new to her. That's how she came in at level 4. We said that she had a small adventuring party in the past. So it's an easy way for her to step away from that. Step away from her life and get back into something. But I do wonder what it's going to be like to see this fight become her own. Will it only be because she wants revenge for Al? Or will she pick up, it's like, no, these people need to go down. Right now, though, going through all of these undead and the like, it's definitely helped with the anger of having someone she loved taken from her. She can take that out on sources that aren't hurting anything. She can justify that anger and violence. It's helping people. There's no more undead here to hurt somebody who wants to come to this temple. She's not had to face too much of a moral conundrum yet. Yeah.
Everything has been self-defense and also against mana waste threats or clockwork automatons or whatever else. There's not been, you haven't had to kill people, no, I don't think, yet.
We didn't kill Lucky.
No, we didn't kill Lucky. We turned him over to the law.
You're right.
So Like she's been holding in there, but I think the idea that she's not quite fully emotionally stable comes out from time to time.
Right.
And I don't think that anybody blames her for that.
Oh no. I mean, we're talking it's been 2 weeks. It's not even been a month.
I think like my kind of read on the party is like everyone hasn't really dealt with Alonzo being gone. Everyone's been focused on the next thing. So like Eleanor has it the worst for obvious reasons.
I would say that Psyche dealt with it. They took off their hands.
Yeah.
Might be the only one who's actually come to healthier terms with things.
I don't know if I'd call taking off your hands healthy, but that is certainly one way to handle it.
But like that sounds like such a Psyche thing.
Yeah.
That like this whole big picture and all that just screams Psyche.
Whereas I feel like Chester has the same problem as Eleanor, just to a lesser degree, because Chester hasn't experienced loss like this before.
Yeah.
And it feels like he's also just kind of tried to keep going. And like Al, for Chester as well, also becomes this like justifying reason for moving forward. But but you don't think Eleanor has like yet kind of has reasons outside of Al to keep moving forward, like outside of personal revenge?
Yet. Aside, there's also a level of growing frustration that I've been listening and back and all. It's like she's not gotten to do anything yet that she really feels like has done anything to make up for the fact that Al is gone. This has been like an annoying side mission. And she's tried, and it's good, like, good practice, good, stabbing things up, getting out her anger. But it doesn't feel like progression toward making things right for herself or for him.
So, like, whereas for Chester, going to the Cradle of Quartz was a justifying the greater good going after Muglin, and for Psychira was a personal religious experience. For Eleanor, this is just annoying, and it's something...
It's an outlet.
Unnecessary.
It's been an outlet, if at the most.
Yeah, at best, right? It's been this outlet for your anger, wrath against what's happened to you, but it's also like, come on, let's get back, let's go.
Like, she wants nothing more than to go walk up to Lovelace and challenge her to a duel.
Well, I want to know now, because obviously we kind of hinted at like, later game, post-campaign things. Chester obviously wants to get back to the academy and kind of follow in his mom's footsteps. Psychir, next god. Where do you see like Eleanor?
Next god.
If she ever actually accomplishes her goal and kills Muglin and Lovelace or takes him out or whatever.
Where do you
go back to?
Yeah, where do you see Eleanor 5 years from now?
That's the thing, because I, Kat, don't know, because I don't think she knows. Like, I think there's a part of me that doesn't expect her to make it out of this, and that she'd be okay with that because she's still in that section of grief where it doesn't matter to her. She might be in a way, her father already said she's throwing her life away for this. Like, she can't go back right now unless she gives this up. You guys are all she has right now.
Aww.
Do you think that she probably would
That's bad.
like pick up and leave Alkenstar?
She would go back and find like elves to live with or something. Like Alkenstar is, that Alkenstar is where her human mother was from. But like, she might not even stick around. But I don't know if she anticipates making it through this, to be honest. I think there's a part of her that thinks if she just dies here, at least she was, trying to make things better.
She really, the only thing that she can do, which is try to get revenge.
Yeah, she really isn't technically too much value of her own life right now. I don't think she's in a very good mental state. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
What's it like being less mentally stable than Psychir?
Chester's the most mentally stable of us all.
But I think her mental instability is a really relatable place to be.
Yes.
If you've lost somebody that you care about desperately, that's what she's going through.
Yeah.
Just in a magical world where you fight people with swords and such instead of going to work the next day.
Right. And it feels like she's also like...
I think we should all be allowed to go out and stab some bad people whenever we suffer loss.
It sure would help.
Yes.
But she's also like...
Don't be bad.
I'm trying to think of how to express this. Like, she's vulnerable to latching on to things, right?
Oh, yeah. And she does have a sense of goodness. There is a level of, these were people who are hurting other people, and they need to go down. She had adventured for a good purpose before, but that's sort of stuck underneath, I want to hurt the person who killed Al.
I gotcha.
or caused him to start this in the first place, because she's frustrated as all get out. As much as she's happy that y'all killed Shoma, she didn't get to do it.
Right.
She had no part in that. And there's nothing she can do against that person because they're already gone. And then to find out that they weren't actually important.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It feels like he died for nothing.
For nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't even save people by killing this guy. He was just
kind of there.
He was short-sighted. That could have got someone hurt eventually, but he wasn't like a necromancer in a cave actively trying to hurt people.
Maybe it's a little bit of me, Kat, being frustrated that I lost my baby boy.
My baby boy.
But I can channel that into Eleanor, which makes total sense.
Yeah.
Now, a question for you, Kat, as someone who's now lost a player character. If Eleanor did get her death wish sometime in this game and you had to make another one, would you feel more devastated, or would you feel like sad but like kind of empowered that like, oh, I lost another character, but like, man, that was cool that she died trying to avenge her?
Oh no, I don't know if I'd be as sad as I was for Al. I genuinely cried at the table. But if Eleanor goes trying to take down the person who killed Al, that sounds like that's such a beautiful story, even if it's tragic.
Right.
Like, it's good stuff. And if she doesn't and she lives, I get to figure out how to play out her finding her life again.
Yeah. Where
Right.
do you go whenever you've lost the person you were anticipating spending your life with?
It's almost, and I don't want to trivialize it, but you know, in The Princess Bride,
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Inigo Montoya lived for his revenge,
Yeah.
and he gets it, and he's actually happy about it. And he doesn't like hate that he got his revenge and feel like, no, he's genuinely satisfied, and then picks up something else.
He just doesn't know what to do.
That's going to be Eleanor. I don't think she's going to regret her revenge.
Ever
I
tried
think
your
it's
hand
going to
at piracy?
satisfy her.
Maybe she will be a pirate. That'd be great.
I mean,
She's already a swashbuckler, guys. She'd make a great pirate.
the end of a revenge quest is a great time to find religion.
Yeah, you could become the high priestess of Psycheer.
We'll see what happens. She's gonna have to know Psycheer for longer than 2 weeks before she starts considering worshiping Psycheer.
That's fair. Maybe Psycheer will bring you back from the dead one day, and that'll do it for you.
Oh.
This honestly, now that Eleanor has had the opportunity to realize what Psycheer's kind of role is in this group, I'm shocked she is not angry.
That Psycheer couldn't
Yes.
help. I don't think she's let herself think that.
Or
And isn't there, like, if she's adventured before, should there not be some sort of level of understanding that there's a point where you can't bring somebody back?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if she adventured at low levels before, up to level 4, there's always that risk that someone who dies can't return.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's even higher.
She's not experienced high-level adventuring.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Which
don't
just
think
means
she
that
blames
Psycheer can never
Psycheer.
bring anybody back.
I don't think she blames Psycheer or Chester
now.
for his death.
Hold up.
Because if she blamed y'all for his death, you might not be alive.
She'd be dead.
She'd be dead.
That's a 2 versus 1.
I don't
Especially
wanna
with a
see this.
healer.
I don't want to see this fight.
No, I don't even.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Well, we're a decent number of minutes into our
Jeez,
episode now.
That quick
Yeah.
recap on our
Yeah.
feelings
Well,
went on for a while.
I knew this was going to happen. That's why we didn't do a tour of the Inner Sea today.
But man, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it's important because we haven't played in like almost 3 months. So like that's like really helpful to kind of get grounded back in your characters.
Yeah.
This is going to be a shorter episode on content, but I think we're going to have a good time. Just to recap here at like 50 minutes into the episode. Woo! What we just finished up. You guys finished up the Cradle of Quartz.
Yeah.
You fought the bad dog and killed it.
Yeah, so we killed the bad dog. With its butt sticking up in the air and its head in a wall.
Yeah, you found Kosawana inside the inner sanctum of the Cradle of Quartz. He was kind of having a mental break. Psycheer basically over the course of a day and a couple conversations converted him, really snapped him out of his like religious down spiral.
Yeah.
You cleared out the rest of the
He's
temple.
never getting his powers back.
If he gets powers and like
Unless
they're a
I
little
become
different,
like a warlock patron, even though there's not warlocks in this.
Well, he can still follow Bride like you do and follow you.
If he gets like time powers because of this, then you know like something's up.
Oh.
But you cleared out the rest of the temple, killed a bunch of undead. We fought a Scarcophagus, which is like the coolest possible monster.
That was a cool
That is
fight.
such a fun name.
We almost killed that in such a way that you didn't get to do your fun thing.
I
Yeah.
know.
But you did.
It makes
that
me
was
think
great.
of the Pokemon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I think the last thing you cleared out in the temple was those the zealots or something trying to rend
Yeah.
Saikir's faith, which was also such a cool monster.
Those bastards.
And I-
The last thing we fought was the bugs.
well, you
or
didn't
the
fight
trap
them.
or whatever.
You ran away from
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
more or less.
Bravely. Bravely ran away.
Let's see.
That's
I
right.
have a right.
We
I
retreated
have a note
tactically.
here. Kosawana came out with you guys and was having a rough time, and he broke down crying when he saw the remains of his clockwork sphinx, Matilda.
Oh, no,
Matilda, I forgot that I had a name.
Her name was Matilda?
it was a nerd.
You comforted Kosawana again, probably when you converted him at that point.
Yeah.
Saikir convinced Chester to not rip up all the gems in the temple, and then you left the temple and you hit level 8.
Just a certain amount of them.
Yeah, we didn't get to rip up the gems, but Chester did go and systematically pick up every single ever burning lamp.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Piece of
Something that would
poop.
be very fixable later.
Oh my god.
Fix the gems later.
But
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't
no!
matter. We're past that.
you guys are you're out of the Cradle of Quartz now. I have you here on the map.
Yeah.
Map.
Okay.
Well,
but,
we're still in the cradle.
In the map.
There you go. You can come out of the door now.
Now I am out of the Cradle of Quartz.
I am out.
You stop that.
Wow.
Wait, the map went
wow.
black. Alkenstar!
We left
you,
Usuvu
you're
and
finally
Kosawana.
awake.
But you exit it's like 10, 11 in the morning when you exit. Anything you guys do before you start heading back?
I want to think long and hard about where my little clan would be at this time of year.
Probably not anywhere close to this. You're kind of in a more dangerous part of the Mana Wastes, I would like to think.
The way you ask that question makes me feel like we may have forgotten something.
No.
No, okay. Chester's ready to get back to the blimp.
Same.
The dirigible. The horseless dirigible.
It does have backup horses, though, as we've stated.
Deploy the backup horses!
How long were we in the Cradle of Quartz?
I think only a couple of days.
Yeah,
Maybe
not very long.
2 days.
It wouldn't be so long that... Oh, no. That what's-her-name would have left us.
No, they
Farrah.
still had
Farrah
to,
wouldn't
they
have
still had
left
to
us.
Farrah
fix
wouldn't
the
do.
Zeppelin, which probably
Okay.
took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys find like clockwork parts for that? I feel like
Probably.
Do we
That
want
was
to
part
take
of it.
Just raid the Sphinx.
the pieces? Oh, the Sphinx.
Not in front of him. I'll distract him outside
Listen,
while you guys take the pieces.
He is a worshiper of Bry. Bry would not want pieces to go to waste. They should be used to make the next, to fix and bring nuts new.
They should
And
be
bring nuts
used for
new?
improvement.
Bring nuts new.
Jesus.
We raid the Sphinx.
Okay. There's parts also, I think, in one of the chests. I can't remember if we had you guys find it or not.
It sounds like we did.
But you could have brought them also to help with the repairs.
Yeah.
But so you start heading out, and it's a long journey. You know, you're going to leave here in the morning-ish, and you're not going to get back to where the airship was, I think, until the end of the next day. Like,
That sounds about right.
it's about sundown.
And that's if we don't have random encounters.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Speaking
have-
of which,
Oh,
Great.
Come on, we all knew this was coming.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's just
Hold on a
rolling.
sec.
He's rolling
You rolled a
D6s.
D6.
you don't know this book.
It's a percentile die. You're fake rolling. You stop that. I'm calling you out.
More new GM advice. Roll dice to scare your player characters.
It would have
Yeah.
scared me more if you had rolled a D20 or percentile dice.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes, rolling the percentile dice.
That's too late. We
too late.
know.
He could just be throwing us off.
Yeah.
Kaboom.
I could have already rolled it before we sat down.
That's
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Could have rolled it secretly on Foundry.
Yep, I'll never tell. But you are able actually to make it back. You go back, you see unless you want to stop there, you see the partially sunken Ulfin longship. You go back through the hoodoos, you see the pile of sand that beat the shit out of you.
I hated that pile of sand.
It's dead, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We killed that pile of sand.
You keep moving on back. You have to rest for a night out in the Mana
And we
Wastes.
killed Squid.
as you
Poor squid.
sit down and make camp, thinking of squid, thinking of all these other things,
Playing Mousetrap.
playing Mousetrap inevitably.
You got that.
Does
right.
anybody have alcohol?
I'm sure the
Can
bar.
once.
There's a bar. Yeah.
In the camp.
Oh,
And
I thought we were already back at the airship.
No, we're getting there.
Chester has alcohol.
Eleanor might ask for some.
No. Chester shares.
You stop that. But you make camp. It's actually a beautiful night when you sit down. You roast some mana-waste rats with 5 arms over the spit, just like Mama used to make.
Just like Mama used to make. Forget roasting s'mores, roast rat. It's like a weenie cook.
What's his name? He would approve.
Roasted.
Our goblin friend.
Glass. Lord Glass.
No.
Not Glass.
Our little friend, the one who saved back when there was Al.
Oh.
No, Lord Glass was part of that group.
No, the one
Gomac.
that collapsed. Gomac.
there we go.
Gomac would approve.
Oh, I almost forgot about Gomac.
Eleanor didn't meet Gomac.
Is that going to be your backup character for Eleanor?
Gomac.
That'd be fun.
That would actually be a lot of fun. But you're out here in the middle of a desert. You're resting at night, thinking on everything that's happened. Kosawana goes out like a light. So does Asuvu. Eleanor drinks.
She has one.
Chester, I don't know if you have trouble falling asleep after everything. Probably not, because you're always so happy.
No,
Yeah.
he's pretty confident right now. And he's got the confidence of knowing that soon they'll be going after Muglin.
That was a help
As far
her.
as he knows.
That was a help her sleep drink.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Of course. That makes sense.
Psyche hits the power down sequence.
But for every night before Chester goes to sleep, he does he's not keeping a journal, but he is noting their travels in his letters to his mom.
I see. Well, you all fall asleep out here in this campsite.
Psyche is going to be as
We do set a watch.
Well, yeah, we do
close
set a
as
watch.
Oh, you said
Casawana
that
will allow them.
asked after I rolled the
We
dice.
always,
set a watch.
You know that.
So you're bunking next to Casawana.
Yes.
He's out cold. He's been under a lot of stress.
Does Psyche stare at him until he falls asleep?
Drow is staring at Jacob and kneading their paws.
Just, I don't feel comfortable with this. He goes to sleep fitfully.
You set a watch. Chester,
Oh.
you have dreams.
Oh.
You have dreams that you wake up like in your old room at the farm.
Ooh.
There's a poster on the wall of the next hit alchemist because his mama loves alchemy. He's got his totally not Sherlock Holmes books on a bookshelf.
Herlock Sholmes.
Did Chester make like models? It just strikes me
You
as
have
that
your
type of nerd.
I am a little wizard, or I am a little
His
alchemist.
computer
kit.
is open.
My
It's
little
got Nancy
alchemist,
Drew on it.
first alchemy
Yes.
kit.
Yeah.
He would play Nancy
Alchemy.
Drew.
Oh, he's got Hardy Boys. There we go.
I like it. He's got the Hardy Boys.
He probably does. He's also got he doesn't have monster manuals, but in his room he does have, because I'm assuming teenage Chester, he does have books on the societies of the mana waste.
But you wake up, you feel weird. You look at yourself in the mirror. You don't see anything because you're a fucking vampire.
Yeah. What? No, hold on a second.
He's just,
He can see himself in the mirror.
He's just
You
like a
stop
very
that.
thin outline.
You start walking out of the
50%
house.
opacity.
Still not a vampire.
And you have the dream kind of logic where you just kind of woof outside, you know?
You gotta go feed the cows.
Yeah, you see it's a dark, cloudy morning, and you see a huge thunderhead of purple and green clouds rolling in over the mana waste.
Well, that one in the weather report.
You see the rocking chair rocking back and forth emptily.
That's odd.
And then you see a swirl and a twister comes down and it starts going through, heading towards your farm/ranch. And then it starts raining plants.
Hallelujah, here's a rain.
Like a tree falls out of the cloud and crushes a cow.
Holy shit.
Sakir, what are you doing?
And then lightning strikes and a field of flowers grow. And it starts tearing up the farm, and then you wake up. And it was a dream, and it's your turn to take watch.
Chester bolts awake, breathing heavily. He looks at Sakir.
That was a very thematic way to wake up.
He just mutters, plants. And he'll set up his watch and he'll keep writing his letter, or note what's happened the last few days. And he starts thinking hard.
Okay. Not much happens the rest of the night. The rest of you sleep just fine. No dreams. unless some of you had like chili or something, then you might have like, I got chased by a taco.
What's his face isn't here, so we don't have bad enough chili.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Gattleby's not here.
Gattleby.
Yeah, you're right. But you wake up the next day, you finish traveling. Yes, Drow?
Psykir spends their dreams pondering the infinite shape of Yog-Sothoth, trying to find a weakness.
That's a bad dream.
That's horrifying.
That's a bad dream.
Eleanor drank to forget.
Yeah, you
She
don't have
didn't
no
have
dreams.
dreams.
You teleport in time as soon as you fall asleep.
Yep.
That's a bad dream.
And then you wake up the next day, you pack up everything, you have more five-legged rat, and then you head on over to the airship. It's about, say 4 in the afternoon the next day. You're able to make a little bit more efficient time, if I remember right.
Less storms this time.
Less storms, less encounters, so you're able to get there pretty easily.
To the to what place? To the other city, right?
No, to the airship itself.
Oh, to the airship itself.
Over the
okay.
manaways.
Eleanor, look at the size of that tarantula.
Eleanor just kind of like flourishes her sword. Shall I skewer it?
The tarantula flips you off with human hands.
No, it's just red like you.
She puts it away.
That must be one of them prehistoric ones, because it's 5 times bigger than a normal one.
Those are trapdoor spiders and only in Australia.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel being compared to a tarantula.
The front 2 legs on a manaways tarantula have human hands.
Chester waves.
Like, can I
flips you
imagine
off.
it like
Chester flicks it back
like
off.
the baby doll hands that people put over stuff?
That's how it
With the
says.
little fingers.
Rubbing its hands together as it watches you guys.
That's how it says hi.
I'm imagining
fly?
this like
Like
a
a fly,
TikTok over
yeah.
the hands, the finger.
I don't like this. Let's keep going.
Me neither.
Waves by.
You see in the evening light, the second kiss looks
This kiss. This.
it looks pretty well maintained. The horses are well fed, and you
That's
see
good.
That is good.
you see the crew just kind of sitting there hanging out. They're roasting a big
Even
boar.
bigger rat.
Yes,
Boar-sized rat.
a boar-sized 5-legged rat.
There you go.
Celesta's got the gun next to her and is chewing on it. That's the half orc.
The half orc with the gun, the
Yeah.
long
That's
gun.
the former shield marshal.
Yeah, she's cool.
Hey guys, I thought you didn't make it.
We have returned.
Oh, you thought we'd die?
Well, I mean, it's been a couple days, so And then you don't see Farah in there. You only see one of the goblins. It seems like some of them are up in the airship.
Where is Sir Dezen Drakes?
It comes around with an empty plate, like, "Oh, hey, you guys made it back. That's so nice.
Hi, we're alive.
Wow. I mean, man, y'all are some tough survivors. It's been 4 or 5 days y'all been in the manaways? That's incredible.
It weren't nothing.
You want some of this big old rat?
Yes,
I
please.
used to live
Yes.
in the Mana Wastes.
Wow, well, that explains a lot. You're well adapted to surviving out there. That's impressive work.
You got grits with that rat?
Yeah.
Rat, and grits.
That's right.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Let's have some supper before we head on out. We were able to get her all ship shape. Man, the storm didn't tear us up too much, but boy, those beasts really did a number on the cabin. You could tell the
Manticore?
wood. Yeah, the wood has been it's been fixed up, but it's kind of a
haphazardly.
patch job.
Yeah.
The best they could do.
Goblin craftsmanship.
Oh, it's all. Yeah, it's all. Oh,
I
yeah.
see.
Farah's gonna need some serious remodeling later.
Yeah. There's also some discarded burnt and twisted pieces of metal around the airship where it looks like they've fixed the engines with spare parts. But the only thing that's noticeable in terms of damage to the ship is them patching up the holes.
Where is Farah?
Oh, Farah's just running over with the numbers in the cockpit, getting ready to go.
I do know a good body shop. If she needs help.
Now, when you say
Who's
body
really here?
shop, do you mean body shop? Motions to his body.
Jacob's motioning.
Or do you mean he points to the dirigible body shop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, good to know. I mean, all I gotta do is, get the old cabin fixed up again, get some more spare parts. It'll be right as rain.
I know.
I happen to know a dealer of many prime parts, and they grab the knee of their cloak and hike it up just a little bit.
I thought you were about to say they grab their leg and pop it off.
Now, I will say that is a fine part you got there. Love the craftsmanship.
It's hydraulic.
Charles fanning.
It's got hydraulics.
It's a carbon alloy.
It also has pockets.
It also has pockets.
It's like your bangs the side of their
pockets.
Eleanor cuts off leg immediately.
Wait. Al would never forgive me.
But yeah, you have some dinner, and then they're ready to set off before it even gets dark.
Woo, let's go.
And the dirigible up in there, and they're telling you, with the cargo we're going to trade from Martell, like, I think it wasn't Martell, it was Cloud River Keep.
Cloud River Keep.
Yeah.
We're going to cargo from there. We could make a little bit of profit off this run.
Now, we are going back to Cloud River Keep and then
First,
Alkenstar,
yeah. I
right?
think that we have to refuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they didn't lose anything from that basically, if I remember right, from the fight, because it didn't take a ton of damage. You dealt with the Manticore.
The only
pretty quickly.
damage that was done to like the passenger areas.
Right.
Yeah.
No, nothing where storage was.
I think they ripped out a commode and a window.
Yeah, but that was like it was
Yeah.
all the passenger side.
Yeah.
Like nothing above or below.
The business portions were just fine.
Yeah, can't do any more paperwork in the passenger part.
Oh, wink.
Unless you're brave and you just squat over the gaping hole.
You ain't pooped if he ain't pooped living like this.
Extreme pooping.
Oh, God.
Feel that wind
Somewhere,
blow?
someone in the mana waste
It's like
gets a splot of poop on their head.
air bidet.
Girl.
I've never
need to
felt so
stop.
fresh in my life.
Dear me. We are chaos gremlins.
This is a hell of
I
an
thought we were
episode.
trying to be serious.
Yeah.
No.
All right, but you make it up into the air, and you start heading back towards Cloud River Keep. And unless you guys want to stop, we can kind of fast forward a little bit. You'll get to Cloud River Keep, I think.
Yeah,
I
Chester
hope
has,
the
next
Gales
day.
are doing okay.
Chester has something to say when they get to Cloud River Keep.
We can check in on how Lucky is, right?
Oh, we could check
We
on
could
Lucky.
check in on Lucky.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you make it to Cloud River Keep. So like you travel through the night. It's uneventful. The weather has been fine, thankfully.
No turning into a kitty cat.
And I think you guys will
Well,
get to.
I mean, you could if you wanted to.
I think you guys will get to Cloud River Keep late the next day, if my memory serves.
Furry powers. Activate.
Okay.
Chester, you land at Cloud River Keep. They start filling up the airship. What do you want to do?
He'll first pull Sakir and Eleanor to the side, and he'll start talking. He'll be like, "Hey, it's a bit of a detour, but I got some weird feelings about Mama's farm. I don't know. I had some couple of nightmares, and my original, intention here was to not really go back until this muggling business was done. But I'm starting to get just a smidge worried. What if he's found out about us? He might target my family. So if it's all right with y'all, I want to see if it's okay with you. I want to see if what's her name?
Farrah.
Farrah
Winslow.
might be willing to stop the dirigible by the farm, just so I can check up on them. We don't have to be there long. Y'all guys mind?
That might put us back. We do have the greater good of Alkenstar to worry about.
It'll be on the way.
Eleanor puts her hand on Chester's shoulder. If anyone understands, wanting to check in on someone they care about, I do. You want to go see your family? I support that.
I'll make it fast, Zach, here. Fast as I can. Now, who knows? We might be able to... No, I don't want... I just want to check up on them. And we're in the blimp, so it won't take long to get from there to the town.
What kind of dreams did you have?
I don't know. Just thinking of the farm and weather happening. There were plants. A tree hit a cow. Twisters.
You want to take a blimp to a place that you're worried is going to have
I don't
twisters.
think the dreams are happening. It just makes me worried about the farm.
You could check up on Wit and the other 10,000 people you sent to the farm.
Wit would be there by now. The
Yeah.
gun, the possessed thing probably wouldn't be.
The possessed thing?
Is it a null?
It's
because
a
it's
null.
either a null or a kobold, but I can never remember
No.
which
Oh
one
my
was
God.
one. I know, okay? We've had this problem since day one.
Show it.
But,
Still can't tell what's a noble.
no mode.
You should just say that.
A cold.
A coal.
Coal.
No, Eleanor is for it.
I'll make it fast. That's all he's really got. He can't really, there's no benefit to it to Sakir. He can't phrase it that way. But he needs to do this. Please.
You don't gotta go.
Jacob's giving Drow the hopeful look and the puppy dog pout face and the smile.
Dog eyes do not work on catfolk.
He'll just get stern.
Oh, you know what he should do? he should like meow,
He'll slow blink.
meow. Slow blink.
Stop. Sure, stop.
I appreciate it. I won't. We don't even have to. Listen, we don't have to stop. We could just get a good glimpse. No, I want to go visit. Thank you, Sakia. You're so nice. Thank you for understanding, Eleanor. What's her name again?
Suvu.
Farrah
Winslow.
He'll go ask Farrah if she's willing to stop by just
Hey,
out.
Chester.
Hey, there's a farm on the outskirts of Alkenstar. Can we stop by there on our way back?
Oh, I mean, we can make any stop you want. I mean, we're not pressed for time or anything. So.
Hot dog.
Why do you want to stop at a farm?
I just family farm. I just want to check up on them. No reason in
Oh, you
particular.
got a farm on
Shifty
family,
eyes.
I got a family farm outside of town.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's the fake name given Family Farm. Because I don't remember what fake
Because it would be the
because
WilLiAmS
I've been
family
over
farm.
that position before, and that was the WilLiAmS
I'm pretty
farm.
sure that's the WilLiAmS family farm.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That checks out. You're Williams. I've heard you say Chester Williams when you sleep.
He would, and you know it.
What are you doing in my room when I sleep?
Don't ask me questions like that.
Can we go to the...
It's okay. She was just looking. I made sure of it.
What? What are you doing in my room
I
when
sell
I sleep?
It's better the less questions you ask.
You're right. What I don't know can't hurt me.
This improv is going out of
Yep, we need to stop.
We need to stop.
But basically, so you want to go to your mama's farm, the much fabled, only seen in a cutscene Mama's Farm.
Yes.
All right, then we can do that. Whenever you set out, it's going to be another, I think, day before you'll get there. And basically, I think the way it's going to work is you'll come up on Alkenstar City area around mid-morning. So a little earlier than that, you can stop outside the town and go see the farm.
All right.
You saw it on the way out. It's only maybe 30 minutes to an hour outside of flying into Alkenstar.
Yeah.
So it's really not that
It's
far.
on the outskirts between the wastelands and actual Alkenstar.
Right.
Area for ranch and farming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we get there about what? Evening time, you said?
No, I said late morning.
Late
So let's
morning.
call it.
You know, my kids never visit me.
You have kids?
Yes.
Have we been over this before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's sad. They should visit more often.
I am crestfallen, but they are forgiven.
Oh, that's nice. You sure are a forgiving sort.
Yeah.
Smiles confidently. I sure am.
Now to meet your mother-in-law.
What?
Nope.
Time to meet the in-laws.
Chester's goal is to sneak up to the farm, check out the house, maybe get to the porch, and if no one notices them, that is perfect. Because Chester, like you said, don't want to drag his family into this. He's hoping he's got there before the letter did,
I will say.
so that his mom doesn't start asking questions. But he wants to make sure the farm's fine and get out of there and hopefully not be found out.
Yeah.
So he wants to get inside or get to the porch, check it out, make sure things are fine, and scram. But if they get seen, it's also fine. It's probably going to happen.
All right, but I'll say I think you also have another unrestful night
Okay.
on the way over. This time, instead of the dreams are something more
Is it
tentacly,
Yogg-Sothoth?
a little tentacly. You wake up and you go outside the house and do your chores, and the house starts to exude tentacles out of it, and one of them grabs you,
Oh, hell.
and then you wake up.
Jeez, I don't like this. Psych here. Come here. Yogg-Sothoth.
Okay.
What do you know about Yogg-Sothoth? Can they affect the physical world? Can they tentacle my ma's farm?
Pretty sure Yogg-Sothoth can do whatever they want.
I don't like hearing that. Maybe Mugling to
Don't
what I
worry.
should be worried about.
Don't worry.
It's okay. We'll check them
I'm
out
coming
today.
up with a plan.
But yeah, you fly over, and you see the farm from a good little distance away. It's in my opinion, Chester's farm is
Chester's mother's farm.
Mother's Jesus.
It's not
WilLiAmS
Chester's
farm.
farm yet.
This farm is modeled off of the farm from Courage the Cowardly Dog, where there's the big windmill and then
Oh
the
my
farmhouse.
God.
And obviously there's
Okay. Yeah,
I love it.
I'll take it.
in our videos where we have the little animation of the windmill. I
you think
always
that's
think that's the farm, and we're
Oh.
looking into Alkenstar from the farm.
That's delightful.
That's adorable,
yes.
and I love it.
But like, yeah, there's the little ranch house and the windmill, and I think I've described it before, where there's like some livestock, there's like pastures, barns.
There's a bit of pasture. There's some cows. Some of the cows are messed up.
You're like,
but, it's the Manaways
nestled next to a mesa or something like that.
There's some goats, some chickens, a farm dog, some mouse and cats.
And there is like a garden, but like it's mostly just livestock. As you like come in, like Farrah has no trouble finding it.
It's hard to grow things in the Manaways.
I know Chester wants to be discreet, but this is also a.
Are we parking the blimp on the farm?
You can get as close as you want, but that blimp is not. Is very not discreet. Oh, speaking of which, Jacob was convinced.
Oh my God!
We need to go over this.
Has a ring of Featherfall. Jacob crossed the wires with Drow's character in his 1E game that has the ring of Featherfall.
I was convinced that if we were going to go to the farm, Chester was going to ask Psycheer for the ring and jump with no other words. And Psycheer does have a ring.
I do have a ring.
So that could have ended poorly, but
just that's a ring of Featherfall, right? Sure.
Yeah.
It just jumps out, dies, roll up a new character.
I wonder where my beloved son Chester is. Wow.
Sure wish Chester was here.
Fun.
That's so grotesque.
Oh, just like your daddy.
I don't know how discreet you can be approaching in an airship, even if you came from like a mile away. That's how flat and open it is.
That's fair. I understand.
Just hide in one of the tornadoes.
That's right. Oh, the constant
It's
tornadoes.
a nice sunny day, actually.
Oh.
As you do come in, you so there's like that mesa it's nestled into, and there's like a shadowy side of it, and you see like another ranch. Like maybe half a mile away down the mesa.
The Dark WilLiAmS Ranch.
The evil WilLiAmS.
I think you can read if we can read these from the sky, this is the Wilder Ranch.
That's the Wilder Ranch.
Where Kat's character from our 1E thing is from.
So you guys know the Manaways. Some of the cows might be a bit messed up. If you see people there, they could be a bit rough around the edges. My mama likes to take in people who have some sketchy pasts and help them do better with their lives, or people who need help, so just be nice.
We sent Whitaker to a place with felons.
I mean, ruffians, I'd say, but who's going to help them be tough better than a convict?
Okay.
A reformed convict.
Okay.
These people are trying to do better. And my mama's got
Is this a program, or does she just pick them up off the street?
She just finds them on the street.
Oh, that's great.
Is she like an animal rescue, but for people?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Chester says without hesitation. There is, I don't know how a nice way to say this, there's no telling what you're going to find on my mama's farm as people-wise, but they all are trying to be better. So just, be nice and don't.
It's not like we're paladins.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just it might be a little weird there, but it'll be fine. Some of the cows will be messed up. One of the cats got 2 heads. Don't comment on it. They're self-conscious.
Pets with both hands.
Yes.
Twice as much eating.
One of the goats has human hands for their horns, and they get touchy. Be nice to it. But normal Manaway stuff.
To us?
What?
Will it be nice to us?
It'll be handsy. I'm not going to lie.
Oh.
They don't know what it's doing.
It don't know what it's doing, but the fingers are always wiggling, so it could be a bit disconcerting. Think of anything else weird to warn you about? No, nothing else out of
Are
the
there
north.
rocking chairs?
Do what?
Rocking chairs.
There's a rocking chair on the porch.
Psycheer,
grabs.
Yeah, watch your tail. It likes to move, and then he'll just sit there and be like, "Yep, nothing else weird about the ranch."
Oh, I don't believe him for a minute. Eleanor raises an eyebrow and stares at you.
Starts walking. Is Usuvu going to join us?
Of course.
Okay, cool. Usuvu, you're going to love this place.
What about Castle Wano?
I thought you were going to try to send me to the farm for a while.
I think you love it. My mama explores the Manaways. So you'd be the kind of person that would join her anyway, because, she finds ruins and stuff.
That's nice of you to say, but I also feel a little insulted seeing everyone else you've sent here.
Well, you'd be one of the competent people already. Don't worry. She takes people that needs help and people that just won't be friends. Let's get to the farm. It's a compliment. Shut up, Usuvu.
So you land a little ways outside of it, trying to not, make a scene.
Yeah.
But this is a couple people noticed a freaking dirigible putting down outside the city.
That's common. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I'm sure they've got security.
And you start heading up the road. It feels really weird for you, Chester, because it almost feels like
Coming home?
Running back in time. You're coming up to your mama's ranch house.
I ain't been here in like a year or more.
And you come up on the porch, you open the gate, you see the livestock, kind of different animals out in the front yard. You don't see your mom yet. You come up on the porch, Psyche here. You do see a rocking chair.
Now, is the porch empty?
It appears to be empty, yeah.
Chester gets a smile.
The
He's
rocking
like,
chair is moving almost on its own, though, like it's caught in the wind or something.
You kind of hear him mutter, "Hot dog, I think she's gone. She's dead." Oh, he does like a little dance.
Eleanor's half-elf ear twitches a little bit.
He kind of looks real happy. She's gone. I don't have to hear her no more.
Chester.
Huh?
You look particularly happy.
No, don't worry about it.
Are you that thrilled to see your mother?
I sure am.
I'm going to do detect magic on this rocking chair.
I want to roll perception.
Sure, go ahead. Psyche here, I'll go ahead and tell you, you don't detect any magic. Well, actually, you know what? The rocking chair is slightly magical. I take that back. Technically, it is magical.
I totally fail my perception roll. Please ignore me with my 15.
Looks like a normal rocking chair. Just looks like
No, I
it's
meant just in general to see.
caught in the breeze. You guys come up on the
I want
house.
to touch it.
You go up. You get close. As soon as Chester takes a one step on the porch,
To the porch.
you see the rocking chair keeps going back and forth. But all of a sudden, someone appears in it, translucent. It's this ancient-looking old lady.
Dang it! I thought you passed on.
I'd pass on when I feel like it, you son of a bitch. What are you doing back here? You supposed to be in school?
I'm in school. You shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Dang it.
Eleanor's shocked. She's never heard Chester be this rude before.
Back here. Eleanor, this is my Meemaw WilLiAmS. Don't
nice to
mind
meet
her.
you.
She's dead. She can't hurt you.
I'll hurt you if I feel like it.
Don't pay her any attention. She's a miserable old wench.
I'll turn you into a wench, you stupid and good for nothing grandson.
Shut up, Meemaw.
Now, who are you nice people to come with my fool of a grandson today?
I'll shoot you.
You do that, you'll go right through me, you son of a bitch, not to fit the deck.
Pleased to meet you, ma'am.
And she is like toothless as well, or maybe one tooth. Ancient looking, translucent though. Faintly glowing blue, but you notice she's in the shade of the porch.
I am Psyche, Astartes of Clan Tau.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you.
He sanctioned. He observed.
He is
Are
such
you-
a nice bird. I think I seen some of your tribes people out in the Manoids when I was trying to find my good-for-nothing son and his
You leave
family.
my daddy alone. You know I had nothing.
Ah,
Eleanor interrupts this. My name is Eleanor. It is a pleasure to meet you,
Nice to
ma'am.
meet you, young lady. Very nice to meet you. Annie's around here somewhere. She'll
Chester.
see you, you dumb
Chester
bitch.
will begrudgingly, he'll walk up, he'll take the +1 sheet lying on the porch, drape it over his Meemaw, hug it, kiss it on the cheek, take the sheet off.
+1 sheet?
That way you can touch her.
Oh,
A ghost touch sheet, my bad. He'll put it back on the railing, he'll look at it and be like, "Love you, Meemaw." And he'll knock on the door.
Love you too. Maybe you learn some respect one of these years.
I thought, pass away, please.
And she just keeps knitting this it looks like
die, please.
Why won't you die?
she's knitting, but the whatever she's working on just kind of fades into nothingness.
Yep.
That's Meemaw WilLiAmS,
see.
everybody.
She'll rat on us anyway. I might as well just say we're here. He'll knock on the door.
Okay,
Don't forget, Meemaw WilLiAmS is a rat.
I haunt your dreams, you son of a bitch.
You do anyway!
I think we're starting to understand why Chester is the way he is.
all right, but yeah,
the
this is
music,
great.
the farm music. And Chester will knock on the door, and if no one answers, he'll just walk in.
you just
Oh, is she the sort who doesn't lock the door?
I mean, it's during the day, and there are multiple people who live on the farm, so
Okay,
people
just was
will
curious.
be in and out.
yeah, bat.
Or depends
she doesn't
on
have
the
a
time
lock.
period.
She has a Glock.
I mean, yes.
Who needs locks when you have Glocks?
Come in, Meemaw, who is it?
Yes, there's
You
no
shut up,
good
Meemaw.
son.
Shut up, Meemaw.
Chester.
Hi, Ma.
Dun, 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 dun. And you open up the door, and we see Annie WilLiAmS. Here's the artwork,
Oh,
everybody.
the artwork from Mama WilLiAmS. Oh, perfect.
Oh, I love it.
My son! And before you can say a word, she hugs you and squeezes the ever-living daylights out of you.
I love
My
listening
son,
to your
Chester
accent get
Williams.
worse, Derek.
What?
Your accent just went to
Yes.
immediate Southern.
Yes.
It's great.
He'll
Whenever-
then wrap his arms around her and then pick her up.
Oh, it's so good to see you. I got your letter. You doing all right, son?
I'm doing all right,
Why
Mom.
you stopped by the farm? I didn't expect to see you for a while.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect to stop by till I finished my business, but I got worried and I wanted to make sure you guys were all right.
Oh, we're all right. Well, why don't you come on in? Well, we're just fixing up to have some nice lunch for everyone on the farm. You know, everyone around here, lunch is important. Keep you running throughout the day.
That's right.
So yeah, why don't you come in and help out?
Sure. We'll have lunch.
Oh, were you in the horseless dirigible that was flying over us?
Yeah, we just got out of the Manaways. My first trip out there without you.
You went to the Manaways.
It was-
You didn't tell me you were going to the Manaways.
I wasn't going to tell you nothing until I got back.
You don't write me enough letters. You know that?
I'm working on it.
You know how many people you sent to this farm since you've gone out? I don't have to do any recruiting now. You just seem to find them like flies finding a piece of poop.
Oh, I do what who's shown up so far?
Oh, we got this wet fellow who's...
Oh, good. He
Good.
lived.
He needs help.
Yeah, and then there's this... Oh, I can't remember his name because the DM's not looking at his
The
notes.
gangster?
There's a little kid. He loves fire a lot.
Yeah, he needs guidance.
Gosh, I
He
feel
also-
like it was like Jewel or something.
Hold on.
Yeah, he needs to learn how to read too, I think.
What episode was that?
It's going to be some really common name.
But he seems to have taken to alchemy pretty well. And then that wit guy, boy, hey, he's got a lot of spirit in him, but he just needs to work out.
Eleanor kind
Yeah.
of laughs nervously because she could have killed him when she fought him.
I had a big old goose egg on his head when he showed up here too. Oh, I forgot my manners because I see my son here. Who are you fine folk that come with him?
This is Sakir. What do I?
Williams.
It's just Sakir. And this is Eleanor.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you. She takes like both of your hands, grips them, and like shakes them.
Metal creaking.
Doesn't seem to faze her a bit. Same thing with you, Eleanor. Just like this strong like handshake and then shakes your arm. It's so nice to meet you. You all must be working with my son. Whatever got him kicked out. That's what I heard y'all going after something because you were out.
We are
ousted.
Alkenstar's most premier plagiarism lawyers.
We're taking out a gang. It's fine.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, you've grown up so much just this little bit. Oh, this is going to be a great... I want to get everyone... I think Uncle Ten Finger Boomstick's out selling stuff in town, but we're going to get everyone up here. We're going to have a big old meal. You all right with that?
Are we cool to take a little bit of time?
So long as you remember what we're going up against.
That's right. Yes, we can't stay for
Eleanor
super
nods.
long, but we can have a meal.
You got any friends on that fancy airship out there that want to come out?
We can invite them.
Well, get on out there. Be kind. Go out and invite them.
All right. He'll go out to the airship, and he'll invite the people. Like, hi, my mom wants you guys to come have food with us. All y'all.
Oh, you're okay. You're just awkward. Like,
Castlevania,
my mom
my
told me.
disciple, return to me.
I
We're
think
gonna go have
Eleanor's
snackies.
kind of sitting there looking a little bit more excited than she's looked in a long time because she's not seen her mom in forever. And Mama Williams seems to be that motherly to everyone sort. And she's kind of looking forward to this, trying to not look as eager as she is.
But we can fast forward a little bit if we want to hit the high notes here. She shows you all around the farm. Like, oh, these are the 2-headed cows. This is the chickens. That's the goat with the hands. Watch out, he'll grab your stuff.
Get back.
Stole one of my bolts.
I'm sorry, I might be gone forever.
It's
ate
eating it.
She works up a country meal, pulls out
Fatback.
Biscuits.
Salted ham. Country ham.
farm fresh veggies and like mushrooms,
Fried chicken.
fried three-legged chicken.
An obligate carnivore.
We got meat.
Oh, don't you worry, we'll fry up something good. And then inevitably she takes you into Chester's room.
No!
Both of you.
Does she show us baby pictures?
You don't need to.
Look at him. Look at this is the etching we got when he was born. Look, you can still see his little teeth.
I did
Oh,
this to
he's just my
myself.
precious little baby boy. Grabs you again.
Chester, you are adorable.
Love you, Ma.
This is the painting we have that looks like a mirror in his room. It's not actually a mirror. It's just a painting to reflect it. And so it was a little joke we had.
Mirrors work on me. You stop
It's
this.
a little joke we have. And then like it just embarrasses Chester, but like in a loving way.
Yes.
When you go in the room, Meemaw's there just laughing.
Shut up, Meemaw.
Oh, no, shut up until I'm dead for real.
Can't come soon enough.
Do you need help passing on, ma'am?
I ain't figured that part out yet, but I'm all right.
Don't hurt my Meemaw.
I have experience in this area. If you would like, I have a card.
I can't hold on to nothing I got.
It's a +1 card.
Gives her a magical card. I can help you die.
You can +1 business cards in batches. So
Yes.
Oh, so long as this son of a bitch living around, I'm going to be here to haunt his days.
Oh, I see. So that's the prerequisite. He needs to die.
I don't know.
You see, I am actually the healer of this group.
You keeping this son of a bitch around? That's a mighty heavy burden you have to carry. I'm sorry you have to hold him up every day.
Meemaw, I can look after myself. I'm perfectly
You couldn't tie
competent.
your own shoes if you didn't have an instruction manual.
Point
do
down
have
to
to-
his shoes and just the way that a family can nitpick you into arguing about the smallest things. My shoes are tied and I
I
did it
tied them.
myself. You shut up, Sakir.
You do not talk to me like
I
that.
talk to you however I want.
See how
Wait,
rude
hold
he can
on.
be? I'm so
Miss
very...
Williams!
Andy's already like left and like making food again.
Eleanor offers to go help her make food.
You notice that if Chester lingers too long in one part of the house, with you guys are there, Meemaw kind of like drifts around.
She just apparates.
Goes through the walls.
be the kind of pussy who sits whenever he pees.
He can't even stand it up.
Meemaw, you haunt my nightmares. Don't haunt my living life.
You know I love you.
And I don't know. I could.
hire an exorcist.
We're like deep into this recording. I could spend an hour improving the rest of this.
Yes. Let's just head into the kitchen.
But
Help things along.
You head in the
Eat.
kitchen.
Oh, I already said Eleanor helps.
But yeah, you prepare like I don't know if you ever have like a big family that you've gone to for like Thanksgiving or something. It's just like a vibe. Kitchen work happens and like mass people come together to get a lot done at once. It's like when we had apple cider last year and all of us like streamlined the cidering process. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
the apple pressing process.
Yeah. But like you get stuff done, you put on a big table, and there's a huge cast of characters. You see Wit, you see the pyromaniac kid.
I don't have his name wasn't in my notes.
Mine neither. If you want to catch up with them, they both seem kind of happy out there. Wit is significantly more suntanned, even after only like a week.
You working?
Wit,
You
you
working?
look good.
Yeah, you working the cattle, Wit?
Yeah, it's a boy. It's a lot of work out here on the farm, but one of these days I'll be strong enough to go out with Miss Williams out on one of the adventures in the Manor Wastes.
That's the right attitude.
Wait, show us the progress. Tell me which way the cattle are.
There, that way.
Yes.
It's like Eleanor tries to discreetly check his
Wonderful.
He
head.
hasn't like grown. Yeah, you don't see the goose egg. He
Good.
hasn't like grown muscle mass, but he has a farmer's tan already.
That's adorable.
Oh yeah.
But you have a great meal. It's lunchtime, and it's a lot more loaded because people like get up early here, have a big lunch to get powered through the whole like day.
Yeah, they have a supper.
A dinner or something like that. But like they have a huge meal. It's really good because it's all fresh food, and I don't know, country cooking just hits different. It's cornbread, fatback, fresh veggies, fried chicken,
Biscuits.
goat cheese, biscuits. You notice one thing, Chester, that's kind of new is there's some like mushroom crops, which is something that your mom seems to be experimenting with.
I see.
What?
Is this because of the Wilder farm?
Don't worry about it.
I see.
No, and then like you enjoy everyone, the people from the airship, like the two goblins, Farah, doesn't.
They fit right in.
They are thrilled about this. This is like the most fun they've had.
There's a couple of goblins at least on the farm.
Desmond, you need to try this.
Oh my goodness. But your mom said, Chester, you know what? You're such a big, strong adventurer now. You guys want to help me with a little, experiment I have today? I've been planning to do.
Sure.
Yeah, I got this new alchemical concoction I've been working on. It's supposed to make. We've been growing mushrooms recently because there's a lot of demand for them. You can do some fun things with them.
I love mushrooms.
And I'm trying to make them grow faster and more like robustly.
Oh no, the
But
plants.
there's been some weird things happening. I just want this little security in case they go haywire. You know.
I could do that.
All right. Well, why don't we finish up our meal? Have a little bit of rest, and we'll go out and I'll show you some of the stuff I've been working on. You're a real alchemist now. You'll understand some of it.
Yeah, he looks apologetically at Syke here.
We're talking about a war. We're talking about a war.
Stop it.
This is exactly what happens at every family get together. Like, we need to go. No, I gotta help.
Just a little bit more.
Eleanor's ready to change into jeans and a flannel button up.
Mama does some weird things. Maybe we could do like an item strength or something. It's fine.
And Chester, for Jacob, you can buy some uncommon and rare alchemical items here.
Okay.
In terms of game mechanics. I know we were talking about this when we were leveling up. But you have your meal and you go out and there's this weird fenced off part of land with some scorch marks on it. And there's just a little...
So it's not even fireproof.
There's
The man waste, nothing's fireproof.
There's a little potted thing with mushrooms growing in it. And she's like, all right, well, I got this new concoction. It should make them grow real fast, seconds. And this would be super great for selling into the city.
That would be great.
But it's kind of gone haywire a couple times. So,
Ma, you and haywire don't mix well together. What do you mean haywire?
oh, they get a mind of their own sometimes. But I'm really trying to nail this one down. I feel like
Yeah?
Do you remember whenever we were in...
The junkyard?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Don't you quit Star Wars here.
but
I don't know what a Star Wars is.
she takes out this little green, really neon green looking vial of liquid, and puts it up.
Nothing bad ever happens.
Screws
from
it
that
onto a spritzer that has this long running trigger.
Chester's gonna heft an alchemist fire.
Your mom already has 2 on her belt.
Can I ready my weapon?
Oh, did we actually describe Chester's mom?
I showed the picture.
The picture, she's wearing your typical house on the prairie big dress with a bonnet, but she is loaded down even more than Chester with just bandoliers filled with bombs, others filled with just innumerable
got goggles
vials.
on her bonnet.
Yeah, she's got fancy goggles. She's loaded up.
Man, it's so great you guys are here because I've been trying to perfect this, but you got to do these things safely. But with you guys here, I think we'll be fine. Trust me.
Yeah, we'll help out right now when the farm's a little bit low on workers just this time.
How haywire do you think this is going to go?
Well, sometimes they just grow legs and stuff and walk away, and sometimes they get feisty.
Eleanor definitely draws her weapon.
I see.
It'll be fine.
Ain't nothing new. Experiments in the manoways. It happens.
This is stronger than the last few batches, but I'm sure we'll be fine.
It's fine. We're gonna help out. Keep going. Let's do this, Ma.
Spritzes the thing, and the mushrooms start to twitch a little bit, and you guys are 20 feet away.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's a little blast shield thing.
It's
you're
like the
looking
set
to.
of the Mythbusters.
Yes, exactly.
And all of a sudden it goes but then it grows stalks that start swinging, and it starts shambling towards you, and you see this mushroom grow into this.
Oh.
It's cool looking.
And we're going to roll initiative
I see.
in the next episode.
I see. Okay. All right.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Mama, what have you made?
Don't kill your thumb with that damn thing.
Shut up, Mima.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Third Gallon Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing us. If you want to see more from us, check out our website, thirdgallon.com, or follow us on Twitter. We are at Third Gallon, that's THIRD Gallon. We are also on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook with the same handle, at Third Gallon. We also publish a video version of this podcast on YouTube, which you can find on our channel, The Third Gallon Podcast. If you'd like to support the show, check out our coffee page. You can find us at coffee.com/thirdgallon. That's ko-fi/third gallon. Our theme music for this season is Delta Rust, composed by Andy Ellison. Our ambience for this episode was composed by Michael Ghelfi, and you can find more of his work on his YouTube channel, Michael Ghelfi Studios. And you can support his awesome work at patreon.com/Michael Ghelfi. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.